Cowboy. And I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. Cause I ain't gonna even lie, man. I've just been kind of peeping the energy of the fans. And the energy is off. It's way off. So it's almost like, and I get it. I do get it. Trust me, I do. It's like being in a bad relationship, right? And even the good changes that you think you see, it's hard to trust. I get it. Where somebody making promises like, I'm different. And then you looking at it like, I don't trust it. And that's where a lot of fans are, and I get it. And I get it. It's been 27 long years. And it's just hard to trust. But I'm going to tell you, and I mean this, times are a lot different in Dallas. We sit in the place we ain't sat in a while. We got us some underground kings, man. We got us some major underground kings that I think honestly is greatly underrated. The excitement is not what it should be. I think the focus is off. So I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna talk about this, about our underground kings that we got sitting in the coaching staff. Literal kings. I'll be right back. Y'all stay put. Subject though. Be right back. Let's go. I don't want that. I want this. That's what I want. I want something different. We'll do it different today. Let's go. What? The same. The same. All right, Cole. What's up? Cole in the house. He said he got to call in today. Call in, Cole. Call in. I'm going to open up the phone lines in just a second. So, Mobile Life Crazy say he talking about Cowboy. Hey, listen, man, I'm not mad at what you're saying on Cowboy. It's true, bro. We know Stephen Jones, is the least likely to change. I'm with you on that. You know what I'm saying? But this ain't really about him right now. You know what I'm saying? This video is about our underground kings. Because I'm being honest, I do know that the fan base, for good reasons, have trust issues. So like when you've been in a bad relationships, a lot of times you go have trust issues. That's natural. That's very natural. Especially if you in one that you can't get out of, or you in one that you trying to make work. Yeah, you go likely have some trust issues. It's been times in the past. My boss say, like the stream, run it up. Hey, yeah, you already know.
Run it up.
But when you dealing with, us, sometimes it's hard to see that times are greatly better. Not a little bit better, greatly better. So I've been wanting to do this show, and I'm gonna freestyle this show. So I'm gonna obviously take some calls from y'all as well, and just kind of go through the details of, obviously this presentation. All right, give me 1 second. Let me get these phone lines going. I ain't gonna take no phone calls this second, but I want to have them ready once I take the calls. But the main thing that obviously we talking about is the Underground Kings, the coaches. So who am I talking about when I say Underground Kings? I mean, when I say this, I'm talking about Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy. Respectfully, I should say it the other way around, Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn. Because both of these guys, for the first time in a long history with the Dallas Cowboys, finally have autonomy and freedom that we've been begging the table for. We've been beating the table for. We've been crying about this. We've been saying for the longest. When is Jerry and Steven gonna take their hands off the wheel? They too damn controlling. That's what we've been saying. But so when you start seeing the change that you want to see, though, when you start seeing the change that you want to see, sometimes it's good to step back and recognize it so that we can have peace in our own life and our own conscience. Just what it is. If you want peace in your own conscience, sometimes you want to recognize change. So let me just ask y'all a question. What happened when Jason Garrett tried to take back play calling? What did Jerry and them say? And do you actually think, just keeping it real, do you actually think, just keeping it real, do you actually believe that Jason Garrett has the political skills that we saw displayed in Mike McCarthy? Because I said a long time ago, and I meant this, and I'm going to stick by this. Mike McCarthy is a wise king. And he's been a wise king since day one. The way that he handled the Kellen Moore dilemma, only a king could do that. Only a king could handle the political pressure that he was under. See, because Dan Quinn wasn't under that pressure. He had one job and one job only. His job as king was to manage the defense. That's his only job. That was the whole job of King Dan Quinn. Manage this D. And that's what he did. That's what he did. But Mike McCarthy had to manage the distractions of Kellen Moore that was planted on him by them Joneses. And he managed it well. So the first benefit that I'm going to talk about when I look at these Underground Kings, and the main reason I'm even calling them Underground Kings, is because I don't think a lot of Cowboy fans are understanding that we literally got two head coaches. Yeah, we recognize it by resume, but I don't think we recognizing it from the talent of these two guys. I don't think we see that where some teams have one good quality head coach, we actually got two. Yeah, and we have two head coaches that also greatly trust each other. So when you dealing with these two head coaches, you also dealing with both of them that have a lot of skins on the wall. Both of those guys. People seem to forget how well and how good Mike McCarthy's track record was at Green Bay, especially in December. It's, yes, pastors say riding dirty. Yeah, that's why I named it Underground Kings, because they all riding dirty together. But people forget how good Mike McCarthy winning record is, especially in December. And then we could also clearly see how good Dan Quinn manages, especially when he was just managing the defense, how good he managed the Legion of Boom. So it's the fact that with Kellen Moore out the way and you had these two head coaches is something else that's also big that we saw with Dan Quinn that we go talk about. We should see, and I'm almost certain we go see more with Mike McCarthy. And that's the Will McClay synergy will extend to Mike McCarthy. What do you mean by that, boss? What do you mean the Will McClay synergy? See, there's a quality synergy, and it's obvious, between Will McClay and Dan Quinn. All we have to do is just go back in time and remember how discombobulated the defense was when you had a coach under Mike Nolan who didn't know exactly what he wanted. Mike Nolan was all over the place. He had Griffin playing a 3-tech. Y'all remember that? He had Tank. Oh man. He had Tank standing up versus putting his hand in the ground. It was just a mess. With the Super Chat, say, how you doing tonight, boss? You're the best. Good to see you tonight. Keep up the good work, dude, man. I appreciate it. But see, when you think, I appreciate that, Matt. But think about it. But, oh, we got us another Super Chat. Hold on real quick. My boy Amp say, boss, they low-key look like bad boys. Quinn asked McCarthy if he should leave. I'm gonna get into that. You ahead of my presentation. You getting ahead of me. Amp. I ain't gonna let you do that. But that's the key point. This Super Chat, trust me, we coming back to this. We are coming back to that. I'm gonna take a call, but we gonna come back to what you said. All right. But see, I just want us to think about it. And see, now I want y'all to understand, you might not like what I'm saying, but I've been saying ever since we got rid of Kellen Moore that I really believe that we should be favored to not only go to the Super Bowl, but also win it. Yeah. Now, I know that make a lot of y'all mad. Boss, you too early. Boss, I'm not going to say that. It's too soon, boss. Come on, boss. No, I'm saying it now. Yeah, and I believe it logically. I'm drinking the Koolaid on that. I really am. And I don't think it's a bad thing. It's not even drinking Kool-Aid to where you dumb. It's a big thing for Boss Cowboy to actually say publicly that he drunk Kool-Aid. Listen, I do not drink Kool-Aid without first measuring. Yeah, man. Yeah, Castor. Yeah. See, Castor, you right. See, this is what Castor said. Castor Cowboy. He had Antoine Woods dropping back in coverage as a D lineman. Y'all remember those days? Y'all remember that? That was under Mike Nolan. But what happened when Will McClay had clear instructions? When he was told, I like my players to be a certain length. I like my players to be a certain speed. Go get me a guy like X or a guy like Y. What do you mean, boss? Clearly we like pretty much the whole defense long. That's clear. So Dan Quinn knows exactly what he was looking for, which made it easy for Will McClay to work. So that's why it was so amazing what they did in 1 year. Where when Dan Quinn took over, he came obviously to Will McClay and said, I want these types. And that synergy, because of having clear direction and clear leadership, happened. So we went from having the worst defense in our franchise history to literally the #1 defense in turnover differential in 1 year. So what I'm saying is that same energy is getting ready to extend to Mike McCarthy. All right, hold on real quick. Let me take this super chat. So check this out. So One-Handed Bandit said, you think we can win it if we don't get another veteran wide receiver? Do you think we can just draft a wide receiver and I'm good? I'm not sure, in my opinion. Well, this is where, and good super chat, I appreciate that, One-Handed Bandit. This is one thing that where I could be skipping steps, and I don't mind skipping steps. Okay, I'm gonna just be honest. I'm very ambitious and I'm bullish, right? Because I don't have trust issues like a lot of fans in front office. I don't. When I see Will McClay, when given clear direction on what he needs to bring that defense, or Dan Quinn, he did such a good job. At some point, I just stopped questioning you. That's my leadership style. I'm just being honest. When I start recognizing that you competent in what you do, I stop looking over your shoulder. That's just me. So when I look at the fact, one-handed bandit, that we had to replace a whole defense that was the worst defense in our franchise history, I trust that Will McClay, whether it's a free agent or a draft choice, can get quality up in the building. Especially when you start breaking down, we really looking for just a quality number 2 or number 3 at this point. So I'm just not worried about that. If I'm being all the way honest, I'm not. And that's where some people might say, boss, you've been a little bit too ambitious. Yeah, maybe I am. But at the same time, how many times they go continue to hit home runs and then we act like we don't recognize that they hit home runs in terms of talent? So nah, I just, I'm almost flying through free agency and the draft because Will McClay has shown me, even despite having Cowboy in the way, that when you get out his way, he does a good job. When you get out his way. When they got out his way and said, okay, receiver by committee not working, who did he go get? Amari Cooper. Doing a trade deadline, he went and found us a number 1 mid-season. Shit. And I'm worried about it. And I ain't worried about that. I'm just being honest. I'm not. I trust one thing. As long as Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn are clear on what they want, which I know we're clear now, we're very clear on the type that we want, we go get it. We are going to go get it. So let's go through history, and I'm explaining why it's important. It's super important that you have much better leadership directing the personnel room. Just hear me out. You got much better leadership directing the personnel room. So let's first listen to Jerry, because then Jerry explained what happened with Amari, and he did this during the Senior Bowl. So just listen to this.
You could say that we probably had too much reliance on what Tolbert could do.
You had too much reliance on what Tolbert could do. He was answering a question regarding on his thoughts of getting rid of Amari Cooper. Now, why would you do that? Why would you even think that Tolbert could be a justified replacement for Amari? Let's keep going.
Because we were high on him coming out and thought he could immediately be a factor. We had thought that possibly we could have better results relative to Gallup as far as his rehab and where he is. So I could say that. The other parts of it, the elephant in the room that you're talking about, was when I look at the salary that was involved there, over $20 million a year.
Oh no, we ain't not gonna do that. We ain't gonna let you play us like that. I ain't gonna even let you do it, Jerry. But check this out. Lord said, but boss, we don't have that long to waste time mid-season. These teams are getting players now. Yeah, I know. And every year in week 1, teams get players week 1. Where Dallas doesn't. They haven't in a long time went out and got a week 1 free agent. So, yeah, teams are going to continue to do that right now. But what I'm saying is, talent is not an issue for Dallas. Getting talent. It never was the talent. So if we go back and we go look at what Jerry was saying we put a lot of faith in Tolbert. He was also saying we put a lot of faith in Michael Gallup. But why did you do that? What made you think that it was smart to do that? Well, one of the reasons why they felt like they could do that was Kellen Moore. He was the primary reason they thought they could do that, because Kellen Moore was selling them that in his system it really wasn't any need for a number one. That was why they went all in, basically believing that they could get a committee with Gallup, with Tolbert, to replace the production of Amari. It was the fact that they was betting on Kellen. That's all it was. That's all it was. So that's why I'm going, when I'm talking about these underground kings, it's not going to be like that with these underground kings. The underground kings are not going to manage personnel like that. They are not going in saying, I can do more with less. Because that's what Kellen was saying. We don't need Amari. We can go with some role players as long as they hitting the right depths and they at the right spot at the proper timing. We gonna be okay. See, but the underground kings ain't going for that. So going into next year, what you're going to see from these underground kings, especially Mike McCarthy, what you getting ready to see, and I'm telling you right now, is that synergy with Will McClay is going to heat up with him talking about exactly what he wants and exactly what he needs to win. See, let me ask you a question. It's been big news, right? Everybody been hearing about Dan Quinn from last year trying to get who? Who have he been really trying to get in this building? Huh? Who was he last year trying to get in the building? Y'all remember? What's up, Sadiqu? He was clearly trying to get Bobby Wagner. And we having those talks again. Thank you, I love weed. Yeah, he been trying to get Wagner in this building. But that's what happened when you have a king who knows exactly what he wants and exactly what he needs. See, you had a wannabe king who was basically saying, no, you can give me less. You can give me less and I still can make it happen. No, King Dan Quinn been telling Jerry and Steven, give me more. Give me more. If you want this ring, give me more. Mike McCarthy is coming in right now, and that's exactly what he's saying. He's saying, nah, see, under the previous OC, we didn't need a number one. According to the previous OC. But according to me, I need talent for my West Coast to really work. Yeah. That's where the new kings and the underground kings is going to go to a whole nother level. Yeah. And I keep playing this, but a lot of people don't believe this. But I keep playing this because it's going to happen. I want y'all to listen real close to Jerry.
For us to build on it, and that's what this is.
Hold on real quick. Let me go back. This is Jerry talking about what's getting ready to happen. Hold on real quick. We got us a super chat from Pastor. Hold on real quick, Pastor. Let me get you. Pastor said, this UGK is about to give us diamonds and wood. Man, Pastor, do I need to give that background on UGK? I'm gonna give the background on UGK. Let me give a little background. Nah, I'm gonna do that later. But listen to real quick what Jerry is saying in regards to what he is certain is getting ready to be different. Listen, check this out. Listen.
This is the logical step to build on it and use what we've established, or if you will, the foundation of the wins we've got. This is a time for us to build on it. And
Erica, this was during the Senior Bowl. This is when he was talking about this. So this particular interview was Jerry's first time actually making a public appearance since we lost. So he was quiet for a while. So this was his first public appearance, and this is what he was saying, Erica.
That's what this is. This is a building step.
So he was calling Mike McCarthy a building step. Listen.
Offensively, will you keep the same offense, or will you go back to what Mike used to run in Green Bay?
So he said, offensively, will you keep it? Will you stay with what you're doing, or will you go back to what Mike was doing in Green Bay? This answer is confirmation of the King's influence. Listen.
It will be, I'm sure, with added nuances of the times, but more importantly,
it will be with new added nuances of the times, meaning it's not going to be that old West Coast. It's going to be a West Coast that's more so caught up to the current NFL. So basically, like, it ain't going to be exactly that, but it's going to have modernized West Coast principles. But the next part is the key part. Listen.
It will be, I'm sure, with added nuances of the times, but more importantly, the personnel.
But more importantly, the personnel. More importantly, the personnel.
But it will be, in principle, the way he operated in Green Bay, which I'm sure he'll tell you evolved.
Right. A little bit more West.
So that's the big difference right there, y'all. If you peeping game, the reason why I feel very strongly about us, and I know I'm skipping. I'm basically saying we getting ready to have some home runs in free agency as well as the draft. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. We gonna have us some home runs because the signals are showing that same synergy that Will McClay had and has with Dan Quinn, like Mike, is getting ready to extend to Mike McCarthy. So no longer are we saying, we can just go get us a Tolbert. See, those days are over. See, now Mike McCarthy, as a King, is being real focused. And he's being very, very specific, just like Dan Quinn, on the types of players that fit his system. So hold on, let me take some calls real quick. And then we go come back real quick and go talk about some more things about these underground Kings. So I got the phone lines open. Let me put the call line down here. And obviously it's a freestyle, so you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about. And my boy D. Elise say glasses up, fam. Already, man. I appreciate that, big dog. So we got the phone lines open. Y'all already know if y'all don't call in pretty quick, y'all already know what I'm going to start doing. I'm gonna keep on going. But I want to take a pause and kind of give y'all a chance to call in with y'all thoughts. So Lord, I know you had some thoughts. I know some different people had some thoughts. Tyreek usually calls in, but we got the call line open. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue because y'all ain't called in yet. But y'all know once I get started, I really see, hold on real quick. Let's see, my boy say, he said, boss, Mike scheduled a private workout with Kendre Miller. Mike also wants Duggan. I like both of those guys. I love Duggan. See, Duggan, see, let me tell you something. And the fact that he looking at Kendre, I'm going to tell you right now, that's not a good sign for Zeke. See, because it's the style of back that Kendre is. You know what I mean? He looks like he trying to get a Zeke replacement. Looking at Kendre, yeah. Just being honest. But I like Duggan. And see, I don't like Duggan because his arm. Some people like Duggan because his arm. I don't. I like Duggan because his athleticism. I like the fact that boy went out there and dropped him a 4.5 electronic. Because I want us to start using quarterbacks like Taysom Hill some too. I like that. I like that where you can use quarterbacks as a weapon. Like, Philly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then my boy say Hendon Hooker better than Dougie. Yeah, Hendon Hooker is better than Dougie. In my opinion, I got him rated over him. I do. But I'm just saying, I like Duggan too. And I would take Duggan in the later rounds. I would take Hendon Hooker like round 3, round 4. Really, he's second round talent. All right, so ain't nobody called in, so I'm gonna keep going. I'll leave a number up though. I'll leave the number up in case y'all call in. All right, so here we go. This is the other thing that I definitely want to talk about when it comes to the Underground Kings. That's super important. All right. See, the thing about these Underground Kings, and this goes to Amp's point, right? Now I'm finna get into what Amp was talking about. This is likely one of the most important things too that I'm getting ready to say. So I got the phone line open, but once I get going, I'm gonna probably not answer. But here we go. One of the most important things right now is that the leadership was tested. That's probably the most important thing. Hold on. We taking us a call real quick. Boss Cowboy Sports.
Boss, what's up, man? This Pastor Tab Quincy Healy. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Pastor? What you got?
I'm good, man. I'm with you on everything you're saying, man, because I'm looking at just how Mike McCarthy is handling everything, man, and how he's playing chess and not checkers.
Yeah.
To get himself in this position.
Yeah.
And it's gonna benefit the team better because he really does. He knows what he's doing, man. The NFL Network played the Super Bowl when it was at AT&T Stadium between Green Bay and Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched it, and I saw the type of offense that he was running back then with Aaron Rodgers. It was a lot of quick passes, but a lot of the passes were quick from play action. It was a lot of quick shallow crosses, quick, slants, quick skinny posts. He does a lot of things across the middle, to get receivers running across, especially to beat man-to-man coverage, man. And I think that that type of offense is going to help. And I'm looking at the roster that he had when he won the Super Bowl. Bro, our roster is way better.
Yeah.
Than Green Bay was back in 2010, man. It's
Right.
Like, I mean, all they, Donald Driver had a boot. He got hurt. He was doing it with like James Jones and Jordy Nelson before he went off.
Yeah, Jordy Nelson.
I can't even remember the. I remember. I don't know. I don't know if Jamaica Finley was with him yet. Not as a tight end. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
I think he was on that team.
But what I do remember is this, man. They did not have the weapons that we have now, man. Like CD is gonna eat, like really good, man. Because it wasn't a straight just drop back. Let me survey the field, do what I do. It wasn't Rodgers in his later years. It was Rodgers in his early years, and everything was zone read, a lot of zone stretch running plays, some counters, but it was getting stuff out to the backs, in the backfield, and it was a lot of just quick passes where, Dak didn't have to be back there and just read, with all these option routes and process all the information. It's make the fake 1, 2, 3. It's right there. It is, man. So I agree with you on that front. And from the free agency standpoint, I do hope that we either get, an Odell. Well, I'll say it like this: I hope that we get a wide receiver in free agency as opposed to going in the draft. I would prefer that in the draft they either go defense, offensive line, of course maybe tight end. But really just go with the free agency for one of those wide receivers since you got the cap space, and draft to shore up your core, man. Draft to shore up that defensive line, the offensive line, and maybe a linebacker. But if they get Bobby Wagner, that'll solve that for the next couple of years. But keep building, to replace and replenish, man. And I think we're gonna be all right. And I'm with you about that that whole Super Bowl, man. Because if Aaron Rodgers is out of the NFC, what quarterbacks do you have left that we don't have to go through?
Right.
There's not a quarterback I fear in the NFC.
Facts.
There's not one. There's not one that I fear.
Yeah.
And I think that we'll probably have one of the more complete teams. So I'm right there with you, bro.
No, I appreciate it. No, and that's what I see. I'm not on that, Pastor, the Debbie Downer days. I'm not on that. Like, Pastor, how long we been crying? When are we gonna have a head coach that got some real power? Are we not witnessing power?
We've been doing that since Jimmy Johnson, man.
Right.
I'll say Bill Parcells, but he had to get out, but he could deal with it.
I agree.
But I think Jerry is starting to understand that he screwed it up.
Yes.
He's like, okay, so I gotta get out the way now. If this is gonna happen, I got a Super Bowl winning coach. I had one. I had two before. Now I see that this one knows what he's doing because he really fed fed Killer to the wolves.
Yeah.
He can drive.
Yes.
and Jerry knows Jerry's a shark like that. So Gabe recognized Gabe. So he's like, okay, that's really what it is, man. He said, okay, I got somebody like me here. I can work with him.
Yeah.
That's what it is, man.
Yeah.
That's what happened, man.
Yeah.
So,
he got him a bona fide king. He got him a real king on his hand. Man. So
you're gonna have to educate these young cats about UGK, man. I'm almost 50, bro. You gotta educate these cats about UGK.
All right, I'll school them on UGK right now. Appreciate it, Pastor.
All right, man. I appreciate you, man. All right, man. Be blessed, bro.
So that was Pastor Teff. So I got to talk to y'all about UGK. All right, so UGK is a rap group that's a southern rap group out of PA, Port Arthur, Texas. So they actually took pride and was smart to actually take pride in being underground rappers. Because being an underground rapper, you wasn't subject to distribution. Hold on. Boss Cowboy Sports.
How you doing, boss? This is Prince. We spoke earlier in the week, brother.
Who?
This is Prince.
Oh, what's up, Prince? What's going on?
Not much, man. Just got in for work. I'm watching you live, my brother.
Okay, let's get it then, man. Let's feed the people. What you got?
Yes, sir. Sure. I wanted to get your feedback. What do you think about the Jalen Ramsey trade that Miami pulled off today?
Aggressive. What did they?
Yes.
What did they give up for?
Oh yeah, they gave up a 3rd round pick and a tight end.
Ooh, are you mad? You mad, ain't you? Tell the truth. You mad?
I was not happy. I was not happy about it. But you know what? I was started thinking today. I was like, Cowboys better be aggressive in free agency. There is no bargain basement. I don't want to hear Steven saying, oh, I don't want to hear Steven saying, oh, we like our guys, or we don't believe in signing outside free agents. None of that. No. Ain't nobody going to hear that this year.
Yeah, well, Ramsey going for a 3rd round. I know that pissed off a lot of people.
Exactly. And you know what? And I was thinking that too about today. I was thinking about why not go ahead and go make the move and go get D-Hop. Make the move and go get D-Hop. It's only going to cost a 2nd round pick. Y'all was about to trade the 2nd round pick to go get Brandon Cooks.
He might not even cost a 2nd round.
Yes, sir.
But
yes, sir. Yeah, 2nd round. That's what I'm saying. It's only going to cost you a 2nd round pick and maybe an extra player. So be it. You can't beat that for an all-pro wide receiver.
Yeah.
With his caliber.
No, I totally agree. Prince, I absolutely agree with that. Yeah. Especially if you're trying to make this offense dangerous in the West Coast. Yeah. Hopkins make all the sense in the world. And he's speaking out of he was talking about he willing to, not take as much. Because Odell Beckham ain't singing that company song stuff. Odell Beckham out there like, I want 20 million.
Yes, sir.
Not take as much either.
Yeah, well, 20 million. I'm like, he just lost his mind. He really thinking he gonna get 20 million.
Yeah. See, but Hopkins singing the right song. He out there like, you know what? I'm not gonna be trying to get the max. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he talking that Dallas Cowboy talk.
Run it up.
Right. He really trying to force his way to Dallas.
That's what it sounds like, for real.
I need the cash pronto. I don't throw in assistance like
Another
Romo.
thing I'm gonna say, like who shall we upgrade on the outside corner to replace Anthony Brown?
Oh, that's Bland. If you're trying to replace, and he's already replaced as the number 2 corner.
Okay. Got you. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Hold on.
Because I was thinking.
Hold on. LaDonna say that OBJ didn't say anything like that. Well, I say this. Reports have been and rumors have been. Thank you, LaDonna. If that's incorrect, I stand corrected. But the reports and rumors have been that he trying to get up to 20 million. I don't, so maybe it's no direct quotes from him, and generally it's not direct quotes from them. Usually it's the representatives that leak that type of stuff. But if that's the case, man, Dallas ain't doing nothing. Straight up.
Right. Well, yeah, I get that. But like I said, OBJ, if he's smart or whatever, he know he's not getting that.
Nah. He doing what Daniel Jones did. Daniel Jones came out there, asked for 45, knowing he was gonna take 40. So he coming out there, they leaking that he go take 20, but he go come on down to 13 or 12 or something like that. That's what I think will happen with it. Yeah. That's what I see happening. Yeah. Or less. So, he just trying to drive up his market. He trying to get one final check, in my opinion.
Yeah, I get that. And basically, like I said, like I told you earlier in the week, brother, like we only need maybe 2 or 3 good big pieces. Yeah. Good big pieces.
Yeah.
That we need to fill.
Yeah.
So we can get us at least to the NFC Championship game.
We need to win the Super Bowl. I don't care about even getting to it. Like no. We was 2 games away from winning that thing. Right now,
right about that.
Our talk need to be about winning it. You know what I'm saying? Not okay, we took a step forward. Fuck that. No. We too good. Right. We too good. Yeah. So, cause you're right. We 3 players away. Literally, I see the same thing. I think we're about 3 quality players away. You know what I'm saying? Right. From winning it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like I would be pissed if we just get to the NFC Championship.
You're right. You're right about that. All we need is a defensive tackle, a linebacker, and a receiver.
Yeah. I see about the same thing. I think everything else gonna work itself out. I think also we got to, in my opinion too, we gotta sign Fowler. We have to re-sign Fowler. Yeah, we have to.
I'm not against it.
Yeah. He to me should be the top priority of our own guys.
I understand. Yeah, I'm not against that at all. Him and I want Donovan Wilson back because he's a dog.
Yeah.
He is a dog. And then just imagine you bring Donovan Wilson back and then we get Bobby Wagner, put him with that linebacking core in that secondary. Oh my goodness.
We gonna destroy teams. We gonna have this whole league scared of us. I put it like this. If we get Bobby Wagner, and let's just say if we got Hopkins, just them 2, right? And if for the most part keep everything else for the most part the same, especially re-signing Hankins. Ooh, with them underground Kings coaching that. Oh my God!
Run it up.
Oh, it's not gonna even be fair. If you got Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy running that much talent, ooh, they gonna run it up. Ooh,
run it up.
Ooh, wait. Woo, man, that's gonna be stanky.
Another one.
It's gonna be stanky. So no, I'm with you, man. So like, I want us to up our game, and I'm glad you up your game with me, big dog. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep putting that pressure, because to now, I think it's about putting that pressure on making the moves to help us win this thing, because we close.
We are very close, and they know it now. They know it. Steven knows it. Because Steven, you know what? Steven actually said at the Senior Bowl that he actually admitted this. He actually said, you know what? We're really close, and we should definitely be a little bit more aggressive in free agency this year.
No, yeah, I mean, we go see. I think I'm not expecting them to be aggressive, especially because look how they started free agency. They restructured Dak instead of extending Dak. See, you would have freed up more money by extending Dak. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the fact that you restructured is signaling a signal that Cowboy's on that budget BS again. Just keeping it real. He on that budget and he go try to do it on a discount. If he was really all in, he would have extended that. They would have got that deal done. It would have freed up a mountain of cash. It would have freed up a mountain of cash, and you could have got aggressive. But the fact that they restructured Dak is a signal that Stephen Jones is trying to do it on a budget again.
Man, like I said, all we need is one good weapon, 3 good weapons to put on this team, and we can go to the Super Bowl and actually win it.
Yeah.
And actually win it. You know what? If the Jones family couldn't get their head out of their ass, and we would have had another wide receiver, we would have beat San Francisco, and I know we would have beat the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, likely. I would definitely say likely. Because, see, CeeDee Lamb had no help. When they was doubling him, it was no answer. See, when you have Amari, you couldn't double either one. Because if you double one, the other one go get loose on you. You know what I mean? So you're right. And that game was so low scoring that we would have likely edged it out with just one more quality weapon. I agree.
And you know what? That was definitely a fireball offense on Kellen Moore right then and there.
Oh yeah. Super fireable. And see, I think he sealed his fate. Big time. See, because how did they spend all season talking about we need to be more physical, we need to run the ball more, we want to commit to the run, and then you get to the exact same opponent at the exact same situations, and you literally had one more rushing attempt that you had the previous time.
They were
21 to 22. That's a shame. That's a shame.
Yeah,
that's why he got fired.
Him. They were putting him on notice.
Yeah. And he had to go. It was like, yeah, you got to go, bro. Like, we spent all year talking about being different, and you came back and you was just the same. Yeah. So.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Like I told you earlier in the week, they couldn't ignore that anymore.
No, they couldn't. They couldn't. You could not. You couldn't. And see, the beautiful thing that I like now, Prince, is you hearing Jerry echo Mike McCarthy. It was not the case like that last year. Let me get into that content real quick, Prince, man. I appreciate you calling in, big dog.
You, brother. Have a good night.
You too, man. That was Prince. So real quick, I want to get into something. Prince just raised something, the same thing that M talked about. See, last year it was a totally different environment. So let's go back in time real quick and look at what was going on with Mike McCarthy. So this is what Jerry Jones was saying February 15th, 2022. This is what he was saying. He said, let me be real clear. One of the pet peeves I have is that I don't like this. We've got to go to work on this in the off season. We got to work on this. I don't go for that. I want these things recognized and addressed after we play Tampa in week 1, after the first game, or after we play the 6th game. I don't want to wait until we're sitting here with no season left to address these things we're doing or not doing. All of that is in the mix here, and part of what I do. That's the way I do it. As you know, the ultimate decision in these coaches is one that I have to make. And he was taking, with that quote and others, a clear shot at Mike McCarthy last year. Clear shot. And he actually came out. And literally said, put out in the public, that he basically offered Dan Quinn the job. So I'm getting to this point right here, that the leadership of those Kings was tested. Okay. This is big, because this goes to why we should be favored next year, because it was tested. Because imagine you having an employee work for you, and your boss come offering him your job. Are you gonna feel secure with that person under you? You wouldn't feel secure, would you?
Oh, hell no.
Your boss, Jerry Jones, went to the guy that works under you, Dan Quinn, and basically offered him your job. You secure?
Oh, hell no.
No, you're not secure. And he was actually putting it in the public. Jerry was putting this out in the public, to the point I warned. I said, it's so bad right now. This was last year. I said, it's so bad right now that Mike McCarthy has to respond. Boss, what did you mean he had to respond? If Mike McCarthy didn't respond to Jerry last year, and he didn't act like a king, he would have lost his whole team, because his owner was publicly undressing him. Yeah. And then Frank said, are you confident we go win the division? Yeah, for the most part, I'm pretty confident. I'd be shocked if we don't win the division. Yeah. I'd be shocked. But I even warned. I said he got to respond, because he had risk of losing his own team. And I said he should respond soon. I said it last year, the week it happened. Check this out. And you talking to me in the public like I'm a bum, and then you go run me out there and expect my men to respect me. I'm gonna tell you what Jerry asking for. Jerry is asking for, at some point, Mike McCarthy is gonna have to stand up for himself. Yep. Because see, on a personal level, if you talk to me behind closed doors and all of that, I'm gonna be a whole lot more humble than when I have to go home and look my kids in their eyes, and they looking at me like, Daddy, are you getting disrespected by your boss? Why is he talking to you like that? And then that man pride start to rise up. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That man pride, when you and your wife having a conversation about this in the bed at night, and she like, baby, we ain't got to take this, baby. We good. We good. Our kids going to college. See, eventually, you ain't gonna keep disrespecting me like this. And it's gonna blow up. It's gonna be some kind of way. Y'all mark my words. It's gonna be some kind of way Mike McCarthy go show his frustration with Jerry, the way that Jerry keep picking at him. Yep. I said that last year, right? And sure enough, that same week, Mike McCarthy responded. See, this is going into that leadership being tested. This is going into the underground kings. This is going into what Pastor Taft talked about when he said Mike McCarthy is a Jerry type of guy. You know, see, that was deep what Pastor said. See, the fact that, see, Mike McCarthy is a king. He knows sometimes you got to even stand up against Jerry himself. See, with people like Jerry don't respect Just being honest. He don't respect nice guys. He only respect tough guys. He don't respect nice guys. That's why Dak got paid last. He was being a nice guy. That's why Cooper got paid last. He was being a nice guy. Who got paid first? The biggest asshole. Who was that? Tank. Boss, what you mean? What you mean? Yeah, Tank was an asshole. Tank told them to their face. He said, hey man, I'm not having my surgery until y'all get my contract done. He got paid first. And then Zeke was like, oh, it worked like that? That's how it worked? Okay. I see y'all in Cabo. Until you pay me, I ain't showing up. He got paid second. Yeah. That's telling you Jerry don't respect nice guys. He only respect men who stand up. That's why Kellen Moore is gone. Mike McCarthy stood up for himself, and notice Jerry stopped publicly chirping at him. Because people forgot, some people might have forgot this, but this happened last year. Check this out. Hold on, let me get my ugly, well, I ain't gonna say ugly. Let me get my face off this because I ain't ugly at all. All right, check this out. Remember this happened last year. All right, talking about their leadership was tested. Check this out.
Part of the criticism coming your way seems to be in a veiled way from the man who signed your checks, to be very honest with you. Jerry.
Hold on. Let me fix this sound real quick.
Written on DallasCowboys.com was talking about Dan Quinn coming back to your fold and mentioning how Sean Payton and Jason Garrett stuck around for a long time as assistants in Dallas because, quote, every one of those three coaches have said they'd love to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. So my point is that has, in my mind, a lot of logic as to why they might not take a job now rather than one or wait and see how the cards go in the future. The follow-up question was kind of obvious. Like, what about your current head coach, Mike McCarthy? And the quote was, Mike knows that someday somebody other than him will be coach of the Cowboys.
Y'all heard Mike McCarthy in the background laughing at that comment? Ooh, listen.
Other than him will be coach.
You hear him laugh? Ooh.
Of the Cowboys.
Man, Mike McCarthy laughing. Laughing at Jerry.
What do you think about that supposition, Coach Mike McCarthy?
Oh, so we have an hour, correct?
Oh! Mike McCarthy was like, we got an hour to talk about this BS that you just...
The floor is yours. The time's yours, as Andy Reid might say in the media. So, what do you think?
Well, I think it's a number of things. I mean, I think number one, I think it's every landscape in this league is different. I've been very fortunate to work at two of the premier organizations in pro football, and they're all different. So, and I think clearly in this in this situation, the way things are done here, there's a bigger picture focus, and I've always frankly just keep it about winning, and I've always kind of taken a blind eye or blind ear to those things, but that's not the case when you work here. So
ooh, well, see, nobody is better at checking you professional than Mike. He is the best at checking people professional. He is the best. He said, I just keep it about winning, but that's not the landscape when you work here. Ooh.
I mean, I think clearly when you look at those type of comments, I think you have to understand, the platform where they come from. I mean,
ooh, when you hear them type of comments, you gotta look at it from the platform where they coming.
I have an excellent relationship with Jerry Jones. We talk on a regular basis about everything and anything, big picture, tight focus on what we're doing, program-wise, and more importantly, his biggest interest is, the development of our players, especially our young players. So, but when I look at the comments, I mean, the thing about Dan, Dan Quinn being here was very important to me and our organization. I think it's the reality of it is, Dan and I had visited long before he ever took a head coach interview, frankly, long before the playoffs even started.
Mm-hmm.
See, I love that, man. That boy say, listen, man, Dan Quinn being here is important to me and the organization. In other words, yeah, y'all hearing Jerry Jones trying to hype up Dan Quinn, but I also greatly want Dan Quinn here. He's saying, don't get it twisted. I want him here.
About how happy he is here, and I envy him in some ways where, as a head coach, you get pulled away from the things that really would help you advance in this league. So, I mean, the joy that he was having coordinating, he's been a tremendous asset for me, personally and professionally. Just having another individual with the experience of it.
See, he talking about that right now. What I'm talking about with this thumbnail, the Underground Kings. Yeah, the Underground Kings. He was talking about the benefit of working, and we gonna talk about that even more. He was talking about it was a great value to work with another head coach who really understands the big picture perspective. Man, let me rewind that. Ooh, wait, listen.
And I envy him in some ways where, as a head coach, you get pulled away from the things that really would help you advance in this league. So, I mean, the joy that he was having coordinating, he's been a tremendous asset for me, personally and professionally. Just having another individual with the experience of a head coach. So
another individual with the experience of a head coach. Oof. Underground King. See, he ain't talking about Kelly Moore like that. He's like, I like that I have a guy who understands my perspective.
We talked about him staying here, long before he even took the interview. Now, obviously, when he took.
Yeah, so I just want to let y'all know, even before his name got hot, even before the world wanted him, I sat down with him and I told him, I want you. Man, talk your stuff, Mike. Talk it, Mike.
The interview, and then this narrative broke out. I think it, in reflection to the relationship that Dan and I do have, he just said, "Hey, man, if I'm not comfortable with this narrative."
Wait. And then we got us a super chat real quick. Hold on real quick. Ooh. He said Dak beat out Kelly for the job. Should have been OC.
Oh, hell no.
I think Kelly could have been OC. I think what happened with Kelly is he was empowered too much. He was given power over the head coach. That was just too much power. You can't train somebody that got more power than you. You the grasshopper, but you in there teaching the karate class. What kind of shit is that? You know what I'm saying? Wait. You an orange belt and you out there trying to tell a black belt. Kelly Moore, he tried to tell a black belt, Mike McCarthy, how to be a coach. See, Kelly Moore could have been a lot better if the power dynamic would have been better. And my boy said Game of Thrones vibe. Oh yeah, all day, bro. Yeah, I'm on that Game of Thrones tonight. Yeah, that's what I'm calling it. And I mean what I say, man. These boys is underground kings. I mean that. Like, the only reason Mike is still alive is because he's an underground king. If he wasn't no king, he would be dead. If he was Jason Garrett, you know who the coach would be right now? Kelly Moore. Kelly Moore would be your new head coach if we wasn't dealing with no king. But because we dealing with a king who know how to handle the politics and affairs and all the real tough decisions that come with doing his job, he prepared. But check this out. Notice Dan Quinn went to him and said, hey, Mike, I'm not comfortable with this narrative. So in other words, Dan Quinn heard what Jerry said from the, see, this is the thing. Jerry was out there trying to act like he had way more leverage than what he did. And he was, can we just keep it real? He was capping too hard. He was over capping. He was super capping. He was basically saying, I can replace you with Dan Quinn. But behind the scenes, Dan Quinn, like, I ain't cool with how you just threw Mike McCarthy under the bus. Like, how you expect Mike McCarthy to manage this team and you basically undressed him for me? Like, how we both supposed to manage men? And I feel you on that, James. Yeah, I feel you on that. That Kelly Moore stubborn. I'm with you on that. You know what I'm saying? But how you supposed to manage grown alpha men with alpha personalities and you just got undressed by Jerry? That's why I said he had to respond. That's exactly why I said he, at this point, he got to respond. Because I was like, if he don't, he gonna lose the team. He gonna lose the team. Because men don't respect soft leaders. So when he went on Rich Eisen and he was basically checking Jerry, he was fighting for the power to lead his men. He had to. He was like, yeah, I gotta say something. Jerry went too far. And Quinn went to him and was like, I don't like what's going on. I just want to come to you about it. And then let's just watch how this thing played out. Listen.
You know, if you really feel like I need to take one of these jobs, you know, just be honest with him. And we kind of laughed about it, and I just said,
oh, see, we ain't gonna let that go over our head. So basically, Dan Quinn basically went to Mike McCarthy like, bro, do you need me to take one of these jobs based on what Jerry just did? Meaning we almost lost Dan Quinn because of Jerry. Let me say that again. We almost lost Dan Quinn because of Jerry. Jerry doing too much.
Oh, hell no.
But because Dan Quinn has integrity and because Mike McCarthy has a low ego, they handled it the right way. They said, you know what? I see your value. I need you. How many men can actually say that? See, that's what mess up a lot of us as men. Sometimes in women too. But we don't say enough, I need you. You know what we say? Oh, I can do it without you. No, sometimes it's okay to say Boss Cowboy is not Boss Cowboy without the OC. That's okay to say that. Not, oh, I don't need the OC. I can do this all on my own. No. It's okay to say. It's okay to admit that you don't have the same magic without some people. And tell them that. And that's what they did. As men. They laughed. But it wasn't laughter at first though. See, when Dan Quinn walked in that room, he walked in basically saying, hey man, I like this ride. I like being here. But with what just happened, what Jerry just did, man, listen, it's up to you. You want me to take one of these jobs? Because honestly, I don't want it to be awkward between us. And Mike McCarthy, like a real man, was like, bruh, hold on, listen to what happened. Listen.
Dan, 10 to 12 years ago, I'd tell you, please get the hell out of here. I don't want to deal with this. But the reality of it is, I'm about winning. He's about winning. And the best thing for the Cowboys is for Dan Quinn to be here. And, no, obviously it was his decision.
Ooh. He said Jerry for away with that Clapper and Wade pick. Rewrite that, bro. I don't know what that means. I'm trying to respect your super chat. You need to write that just a little bit clear so I can address that. I'm sorry. I want to address it, but I don't quite understand it. But I want to understand it so I can address it. But just listen at that, man. Listen at that. He said, I'm about winning. You about winning. So since we both about winning, the best thing for you to do is stay. And then he still showed him respect. He didn't do this interview and say, I'm the reason Dan Quinn is here. What did he do? He showed respect to Dan Quinn. He said it was entirely up to Dan Quinn. I can tell you what my part of history was as I came to him man to man and I said, hey, bro, listen, I need you. It's up to you if you stay. If you want to get out of this toxic environment, you can. But I need you, dog. And then in this interview, he said it. He said, hey, it was up to Dan. Entirely up to Dan. In other words, he didn't take credit for Dan staying with him. Just a good leader, bro. This is king stuff right here, bro. This is king leadership. King between both of them boys. Kings standing together, walking together. No egos, little egos, two kings down for the cause, down for the region, putting their egos aside. King behavior. Yeah, king behavior. And these two now, without no influence, this is what I'm telling y'all, these two are leading us now. Underground kings. Real underground kings, and I mean that because guess what? And I mean this too. Neither one are getting the respect they deserve. Just like the real UGK. Yeah, the rap group UGK. See, they took pride in being underground rappers. Meaning we cold, but we ain't gonna get that national notoriety, that national distribution. We ain't gonna get all of that, but we go rock it where we at. See, that's what Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn, y'all not giving me the respect I supposed to get for being a head coach of Atlanta and being one of the pioneers and the person that took the Legion of Boom to the next level. He didn't actually draft those guys, but he took it to another level. Dan Quinn did. All right. So, and then what are they doing? What are they doing with Mike McCarthy? They make it seem like he was lazy at Green Bay. Yeah, they taking these kings and they putting them underground. Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy versus I'm stepping back and I'm saying, hold on. I see two cold dudes walking together side by side, having each other back, thick and thin. We in this, baby. Oh, you can leave, but I need you. I need you. Yeah. No, this is king stuff. That's what we looking at. And these are the guys getting ready to lead us into 2023. I'm excited as hell. Ooh, I'm excited. Hold on, let me keep going. Cause he kept going. Here we go.
Dan, 10 to 12 years ago, I'd tell you, please get the hell out of here. I don't want to deal with this. But the reality of it is, I'm about winning. He's about winning. And the best thing for the Cowboys is for Dan Quinn to be here. And, obviously it was his decision, his alone. But, I clearly wanted him to know from the start of all that, I wanted him here because it's in the best interest of us winning. I've been at this a long time, Rich.
Ooh, I've been at this a long time, Rich.
I understand, how hard it is to win a Super Bowl, and so the best thing for us, one of the best for our opportunity to be at the forefront of how we want to do it here. It's.
Yeah, man, landlord, I gotta take this out from my homie landlord. See, hold on real quick. Landlord said all they talk about with Dan Quinn is that 28-3. Yeah, that's all they talk about. But really, who really let them down on that Super Bowl? Shanahan. Throwing it. Yeah. Dan Quinn really had it won. His OC was the one that lost it for him. Just real talk. In my opinion. Some people disagree. But yeah, landlord, that's another reason why they don't respect Dan Quinn. But he's a real king. He's a real king. Yeah, man. Good one, landlord.
Having Dan Quinn. So, as far as what happens next and all that, I think that's really just part of the landscape. Jerry's the owner, he's the GM, and I mean he's always taking a 360-degree view of everything. And I think it's like anything in life. We have a lot of one-on-one conversations. We discussed all these things. I never once felt that I was not going to be the head coach moving forward, and frankly, I've been at this long enough. That's all I'm focused on, and I think the players, the coaches, football operations is my main hold. I'm the leader of this football team, and I'm about winning, and that's all I've ever focused on, and that's all I ever will focus on. And are these narratives unusual? Absolutely. I've never. Team, and I'm about winning, and that's all I've ever focused on, and that's all I ever will focus on. And are these narratives unusual? Absolutely.
Oh, so we go just look over that. No. Mike McCarthy was under some major heat, y'all. See, that's why he had to be a king to come out of this, because only a king could have came out. They was publicly threatening to get rid of Mike McCarthy. Yeah, One-Handed Bandit said, I can't lie, I was starting to lose hope, but you getting me hyped. Thank you, boss. Love your perspective on the coaches. Hey, listen, One-Handed Bandit, this is the thing too, bro. And he said, and the team, keep up the ground, bro. This is the thing, bro. I don't drink Kool-Aid unless it's measured, bro. And I mean that. Like, for me to talk about what I'm talking about, I really believe it and I see it. Like, I was warning all last year that the biggest risk to our Super Bowl chances was Kellen Moore. And one-handed, this is hard to see because a lot of us, we hurting, we mad, we angry. It's been a long time. But if we pause and really look at the infrastructure of how we're set up, if you look at the current infrastructure with the two men in charge walking in harmony, and most importantly, the leadership was tested. They trust each other. They know from experience that I got your back and you got my back. They know that from experience. This ain't no Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy walking leg and leg. Now obviously Dan Quinn has respect to know who the head coach is. He know Mike McCarthy is the head coach. But he knows. But guess what? Mike McCarthy also knows the strength of the team is on the defense. So they basically saying, I need you and you need me. And they're both men enough to walk step by step with that understanding, knowing I'm not finna step on your neck and you not finna step on mine. See, why do you think at the beginning of the season, Dan Quinn told them, I'm not coming around that corner? And he was talking about the head coaching job of the Dallas Cowboys. He was telling everybody, I don't want to be the head coach here. He said that because he was basically saying, I'm not here to sabotage Mike McCarthy. I'm here to win. Hold on real quick. Another super chat. I appreciate the super chat, bro. He said, I can't. Oh, no, I read that super chat. He said, yeah, boss, definitely been frustrated, especially because I'm a 2003 baby. Just want to see at least one Super Bowl win in my lifetime. I agree, bro. And I think you're getting ready to get a good shot at it, man. Yeah. And I'm with you, Frank. And this is what a lot of people are feeling, Frank. What you just said. I've been riding with this team a long time, bro. I'm tired of losing and it's time to get the job done. That's what a lot of people feeling right now. But to me, Frank, that's also honestly why a lot of people not seeing the new major positive leadership foundation that we have. The fatigue of losing is making us not see the value in what we have right now. I'm certain. That's why I started the show saying that. I started this show saying it's the pain of waiting so long is why we are not enjoying this moment like we should. Hold on real quick. We got us another super chat. And Big Deck said he got away with that Jason and Wade Phillips. Yep, I agree. Yep, and then Iceberg Slim, I agree with what Iceberg said. My boy Iceberg said Mike McCarthy just need a playmaker. I agree, and I think they go get it for him too. I really do. I think they're going to go get it for him. Yeah, I really do. But let me keep going real quick, and then
I've never dealt with anything like this. Do I wish I didn't have to come on here and answer questions about it? Yeah, no doubt about it. I wish we were talking about something else, but it is part of our landscape, and I just think keeping things real and keeping things focused, because at the end of the day, it's about the people that you're in charge of. It's about the people you coach, and most importantly, it's about our locker room and our locker.
And that's why he had to speak out. That's exactly why he had to speak out. Because he said, most importantly, it's about them dudes. See, because if he wouldn't have ever came out and spoke out against Jerry, he would have lost them boys. Listen. He said what the most important thing is. Listen.
Come on here and answer questions about it? Yeah, no doubt about it. But I'm about winning, and that's all I've ever focused on, and that's all I ever will focus on. And are these narratives unusual? Yeah, absolutely. I've never dealt with anything like this. Do I wish I didn't have to come on here and answer questions about it? Yeah, no doubt about it. I wish we were talking about something else, but it is part of our landscape, and I just think keeping things real and keeping things focused, because at the end of the day, it's about the people that you're in charge of. It's about the people you coach, and most
it's about the people you're in charge of.
Importantly, it's about our locker room, and our locker room's about winning.
Yep. And see, the two shows, if you're interested, is this was my reaction, because this was the show where Jerry Jones did his season-ending interview with the fan, and he was ripping Mike, and I was like, Jerry, what the hell are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, and I did that. So if you want to go see my reaction to that, go through the videos and the live videos and go check that out. And then I predicted and I said he was gonna have to respond, and he did. And he struck back at Jerry. I said the Mike McCarthy strikes back at Jerry, and he needed to. He would have lost the team. So that I said all that and went through that important history because the leadership was tested between Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn. That was a leadership test that both of those guys passed with flying colors. Yeah. So it is nothing like, see, let me tell you, you know, one of the main reasons I love the final word. You know the main reason, I'm gonna tell you the main reason I love doing the final word, because I don't at all watch my back with them dudes. I ain't gotta worry about you trying to get clout on me. If I make a mistake, they not trying to make me look bad. They just, you know, I can trust them. I can trust that they not trying to steal subscribers, law, big game. I trust them. And the OC, it's a whole lot easier to fight when I know I can trust you, and you know you can trust me. When you know I'm not trying to make you look bad. So when we debate, it's not about trying to make each other look bad. And I like that I'm in an environment to where we're all debating it, and it can be a fight, but it's not about trying to make nobody look bad. I can't say that for the whole community though, just to be honest. I can't. It's some people, if I do a show with you, I know I got to be on my A game because guess what? I know you looking for me to slip. so that you can try to make me look bad. Oh, I know that's in this community. I know that firsthand. They do all kind of sneak dissing and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, because but when you, like what I got with the final word, where you can walk step by step with guys and no, they ain't trying to snake you. No, they ain't trying to do nothing dirty. We all in this together for the same mission. Kings walking with kings. It's the best walk in the world. Where I know Law is the #1 independent Dallas Cowboy YouTuber in the world. But you don't see me trying to step on Law. You don't see me trying to sneak this Law. You don't see me trying to get I'll call you Amp. I'll call you Big Dog. You don't see that. You see us walking lockstep together, trying to enhance each other, push each other up. Matter of fact, Law is real close to getting 100,000. Let's help him get to 100,000. You see what I'm saying? Kings helping kings. That's what we looking at right now. That whole dynamic alone is championship dynamic. King with King. King McCarthy with King Dan Quinn. Doing king shit. I love it. I love it. Woo. All right, let me take a call real quick. I'm gonna take a call, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna call Amp. I said I was gonna call homie Amp. I know Amp got some blessings. Y'all give me 1 second to call Amp. And some of y'all, I know this make y'all mad because I outbound call some people and I don't do others. Well, if you've been here long enough, you should know that I do have favorites, and Amp is definitely one. I don't mind saying it, damn it. Amp is definitely one of my favorites. This man has rocked with me a whole season with a newborn baby doing 4 and 5 hour shows, and he not my favorite. You out your mind. Amp is my favorite. All right. And Coach Marv. So yes, you go see them get privileges that others don't get because they also do work that others don't do. So it's so many shows that I do because they talk to me and say, boss, have you considered this? They actually help me with content and they can't get a phone call? Hold on real quick. We got us a super chat with the Yoga Flames. You know we gonna do this. Hold on quick. We got you on the Yoga Flames.
Yoga fire!
Dracarys.
My boy Landlord, we gotta do some work, dog. He said, man, I've been working, but boss over here spitting, bro. I know, I ain't lying, bro. Hey, bro, kings gotta rock with kings. That's why I rock with you, bro. I know a king when I see one, bro. You a king. You ain't got no hate in your blood at all. Ain't none of that old pettiness, that old, you know, because some people, they try to rock with you, but they really competing with you. They really want to take you out, and they really got evil intentions. It's like, I hate to act like I don't see some of you snakes, but I see some of you snakes. I see right through you. I still rock with you, too. I don't want none of y'all to think that y'all got that much game to where I don't see through your snake ass. Just because I do content with you mean that don't mean that I don't see through you. Yeah. I'm calling you now, Amp. For real. Yeah.
Boss, what's good,
what's up with it, bro? What's up with it, dog?
Boy, you're on one tonight, man.
You know, man.
I love it, though. I love it.
With the shit today, dog. You know me, bro.
Pretty real, man. Really speaking his mind. That boy with the shit.
I'm with it today, bro. You know I'm with it.
Man,
I'm with it.
It's a beautiful day, though, man. There's a lot going on in the world, man. I got to see my cousin live on TV today. Guard playing for Penn State. Them boys that made the tournament.
Okay.
My Lakers handling business with the Knicks right now. And shoot, the Oscars on tonight, man. There's a lot going on, but guess what? You got a couple hundred people following you, man, hearing what you got to say about the Cowboys. But I turned away from the Oscars because I wanted to call in because I wanted to let you know, man. The Dallas Cowboys swept the Oscars today, man.
How?
Bruh. They won all the major awards, dog.
Talk. Stop teasing.
Best director.
Okay.
Jerry Jones. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, best documentary, The Dallas Cowboys. Right?
Oh, for real?
And that's understood.
You for real?
That's understood. That's understood. You know, we best documentary.
I thought you was playing.
Like Favre said, seen and talked about relentlessly.
Mm.
And then for the 2022 season, Mike McCarthy won Best Actor. And then to follow that up,
okay, you playing.
Dan Quinn got Best Supporting Actor.
Right.
Because they went through this whole season like they didn't know what was going on. Mike McCarthy turning red, huffing and puffing, hitting his little play sheet, throwing handsets down, knowing that BS with them option routes wasn't going to work. But guess what? He won Best Actor. Why? Because he played the part. And then Dan Quinn, my main man Dan, said, I got your back, bro.
Yep.
And he followed suit. But like you said earlier, they've been peeped this. They've been talked about this. We gonna roll this, but we gonna let the story unfold.
Yes.
Right?
They let it unfold.
And
yep.
And then guess who got Best Actress?
Who?
Kellen Pookie Moore.
Pookie crack smoking Moore.
Best Actress. You know why she was Best Actress? I'm gonna tell you why she was Best Actress.
She? Wow. Why was she?
She was Best Actress. See, we got rich people problems, right?
Uh-huh.
See, what happened was Jerry Jones, you know, he got the money. You know, he got the best franchise around.
Uh-huh.
Where Jerry failed at is he gave his daughter the keys to that Jag a little too soon. You know what I'm saying?
That's what happened. Yep.
Young, fresh out the gate. You just got your L's.
Yeah, you just got your license.
And you done wrecked it up.
You done wrecked
the car. You done wrecked it up.
You done wrecked the car.
Wrecked it up. You wrecked the car. Guess what? She ain't worried. My daddy got money.
Hold on real quick. Hold on. Wait. My boy, Frank say, Pookie was on New Jack City. Can you explain Pookie more? Because he might not. Some people new to the channel, they don't know what you're talking about. Explain Pookie more, because we've been saying that for a minute. But go ahead and explain that, Al.
Telling Pookie Moore. Okay, so New Jack City. It was a story about Nino Brown. He was a big drug lord. Yeah. He took over this apartment complex, and they were running super operations. He's a fictional character, but he was running super operations. He took over this complex and was pushing major drugs. He had the whole apartment complex and the whole city on lock. And Pookie was a crackhead turned
snitch.
What's the word? Snitch, informant.
Yeah.
And they tried to use him. They cleaned him up, but unfortunately, Pookie slipped and went back to using what he was used to.
So what was the crack? What was the crack on Pookie?
The crack on Pookie was the passing game.
Yep.
As much as it made sense for us to run the ball, Kellen Pookie Moore kept going back to his crack, which was the passing game.
Yep.
Okay? So, yeah, Kellen Pookie Moore, Best Actress of the Year. And then to top it off, guess what? There's some more awards.
What you got?
On YouTube. Best visuals and editing goes to Boss Cowboy Sports. You feel me?
Oh, yeah, man. I'll take it, man. Give me my Oscar, man. Give me my Oscar, dog.
I had to show some love, man.
I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it.
That's the Oscar, man.
Hey, man.
You got the best story around.
Hey, man. I appreciate it, bro. I had to give it to him. I appreciate it. I received my Oscar. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, sir, man. I appreciate the call, El. That was
already.
All right, man. That's El. Hey, El, we need to start doing some weekly shows too, man. We got to figure out how to do a show. We'll figure it out. Me, you, Keystone, Coach Marv. We need to start that rotation back up. That was a fire rotation. We will though. But no, that's real though. I got the phone lines back up, and we're gonna take a couple of more calls before I get into my final point. on these Kings. But I'm excited about these Kings. I think more people should be excited. But if you scorned, I also understand. I really do. Like, I do. Like, if you scorned, I get it. I get it. Boss Cowboy Sports.
What's going on, boss? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, this is Rico, man. What's going on?
What's up, Rico? Finally got you back, man.
Yeah, man. I've been trying to get through, man, but it be hard, man. You got big fans. You blowing up, my man.
Man,
you're doing good work too, man. I appreciate that too, man.
I appreciate it, Rico. And I'm gonna have to fix my phone lines. I talked to Quinn about it. I gotta fix my phone lines where I can actually have y'all in the queue and then close the queue. I already have it. I just need to learn how to use it. But go ahead, Rico.
I want to touch base on something you said.
Okay.
First off, you break down conversations between the coaches and interviews where normal fans wouldn't break it down. So
appreciate it.
That's good work.
Appreciate that, Rico.
You know, but there's a word that Mike McCarthy said. We said landscape.
Yeah.
That really was a nice word he was using.
Yeah. Yeah.
The word he really want to use culture. The culture of the Dallas Cowboys. And that scares me. Because
that's real.
Jerry and Steven, especially Jerry has a, you hit the nail on it. You hit the nail on the head when you said Jerry don't respect good guys.
He don't
respect bad guys.
Yep.
But also Jerry has a complex against bad guys because he's still going through a little.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the word is, but him and Jimmy went through back 20, 30 years ago.
Yep. I knew you was going.
Yep.
That's fair.
And
that's fair.
And the thing about it is me and my younger brother, he's a Cowboy fan.
Right.
And a lot of Cowboy fans, and I even talked to Law about it, because me and Law, I'm on his show, he hear me, he asked me, he know me now, he know my number. And I said, Law, the thing about it is, man, we can talk all this stuff, about Dak, about Zeke, about this, about that. But there's a stat I looked up. If you go back and look at the 10 best winning percentage teams in the regular season in the last 10 years, Dallas is number 8. So they do win.
Yeah.
But what jumped off at me when I looked at the top 10 teams that had the best 10 and winning percentage of the last 10 years, every one has went to the Super Bowl. All of them didn't win it, but has been there, except us.
Mm-hmm.
And when you sit there and look at it, you ask yourself, in them 10 years, that ain't all been on Dak. It ain't all been on Zeke. It ain't been all on Kellen Moore. It ain't been all on this. We went through different coaches, different players. And Will McClay has drafted well. I think Dallas and Kansas City have drafted more Pro Bowls in the last 10, 12 years.
Yep.
So when you go back and look and say, ask yourself as a Cowboy fan, what's the one thing that hasn't changed? You can't say you can fire the GM front office. Because front office and GM, it's family owned.
Right.
And I just don't believe, because you're dealing with a wealthy man who's a billionaire, who always did things his way. And when I look at this offseason, the way it's planning out, you made some good points. I do believe Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy is trying to change the culture together. But I've managed in my profession, and when that upper management don't want to be on that same page with you, it's gonna always be a ripple effect, especially if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Now, if everything's playing out right, if it goes perfect, I believe Dan Quinn.
Yeah.
That's right. Not just that, but this also. When the hand that Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy got now, this coming up here, the back's against the wall.
Yeah.
Because they got to go perfect. They got to go perfect. Because if they don't go perfect, I don't foreseeing Dan Quinn or Mike McCarthy there. I see Jerry going right back to his old ways. Because he's gonna look control. Because this way, see, if you look at how he did Mike McCarthy,
Yeah.
he rated to Mike McCarthy last year. So he's saying, you know what, I don't want the Cowboy fan or the media to say I didn't let him have it his way. He's telling Mike what he should have done. He should have gave Mike McCarthy that 2-3 years ago. Then we'd know a lot of answers on a lot of things. We even know answers on what that ceiling is. You know what I'm saying? You want to be real about it. But they did. And the second thing is, when y'all talking about in free agency, if you look at Dallas where they do contract, they do poor-piss job of contract, even with their own players. When they overpay them when they had a chance. The fault that the contract that got, it ain't their fault, it's their fault. They should have paid him 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Same thing, they can get in the front of the train on CD and dig, but they not, because you know why?
Yeah.
Because they don't know what they're doing. Let's just be real about it. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's
because this is sad. This is sad thing.
Rico,
about it.
I think they do know what they're doing.
They do,
but what they doing don't make sense. Like for instance, if they knew what they was doing, Dak would have been extended instead of restructured.
Okay, yes, you're right.
But they trying to get him cheap. You know what I'm saying? If Diggs not signed this year, they knew what they was doing. They just crazy.
Okay, let me explain it to you. They do know what they're doing. Okay, it's like swimming. You got some people can swim from shallow to deep, but then if you drop them in deep water, they don't have to tread. They don't have to kick off and get up and go from deep to shallow. You see what I'm saying? That don't mean they don't know how to swim.
No, I'm with you. That
don't mean they know how to swim.
See, I think they just throw too many experiments in there. It's like trying to have it all.
Okay, now I'm gonna tell you.
It's trying to have it all. It's like you want the best players, but you want them at a discount, and you fight for that. See, that's trying to have it all. See, I think it's their egos that get in the way. You know what I mean? Instead of saying, okay, Dak, you a franchise quarterback, we go pay you like one. See, they don't do that. You know what I'm saying? They got to make it hard. We gonna restructure you, and you like to play all these games instead of just extend them, free up the cash, take the cash, pay Diggs, take that other cash, go sign a receiver. Let's rock. You see what I'm saying? You know?
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. But I agree with you on this. But this, I'm gonna read off a little bit when I read off that path of what you're saying. But what you're saying is very true, 100%. I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing. I ain't fighting with you, as you said. I'm not trying to get in a fight.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, if you look at two teams, because they knew the salary cap and they knew how to manipulate, they knew how to move money. It was two teams that been to the Super Bowl that was worse capped than we were, and it's kind of like what Law said: you rebuilding the plane while. I heard you say building the plane while it's in the air. You look at the Eagles. Eagles won a Super Bowl in 2017, I believe, and they had Carson Wentz. And they just paid Carson some money, I believe. And they had Jeffries and Johnny J, whatever his name is, the tailback. They had put money. They had loaded that team up. And my younger brother, he get mad when I say this. He said, "Man, they're gonna be in cap hell." He said, "Because once that team get old, they're gonna go back." And guess what? They dipped for about a year, and then they built that plane right back there and got right back in the air. Never landed, rebuilt it, and was right back in front of them. The Rams did the same thing with Jared Goff, Todd Gurley, and made Aaron Donald the highest player and defense player in history. Because they know what they're doing. Let's go back to that example I said, swimming. Yeah, you can swim. You can swim somewhat because you can go from shallow to deep. But if you was in the Atlantic Ocean, you fall up that boat, your ass is grass. Excuse my friend, because you can't drop in deep water and go. Stephen Jones do not have what he's doing. He's playing safe because this is what he's saying. If I go out here and pay some big, if I go gamble, if I lose my money, lose big, I don't know if I can go back and hustle it back up, and without falling off the cliff completely. because they don't understand the cap. Like people who are GMs who does it, they do that, who do their job. Because you took, this is the one thing I asked everybody. If Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones was not owners and they was doing their role at another team, would they still be working in the NFL right now? Yes or no?
Hold on real quick. Let me address something real quick. He said, I love me some boss, but until I can call in and share my point of view, the extent of my service will be likes and shares. He can let his favorites buy super chats and send cash apps. No disrespect. Nah, that's disrespectful, Quinn. That's disrespectful because like you wouldn't want me putting an ultimatum on my service to you. Now, I talked to you personally via DM and told you that I'm gonna upgrade my phone system for you. You just put out in the public in front of everybody that you go limit your support of me even though I answer you directly. It's a better way to handle that, Queen. It is. I love you too, Queen, but next time hit me up on the DM. You just blasted me in public even though I directly answered you about the phones in private. We got you, Queen. One thing I'm gonna tell you what these other guys do that get in, that you struggling to get in, and that's okay, you know, is they put me on speed dial. That's how Coach Marv is always the first to call in. You know, it's not that I favor him, because I actually do favor him. I don't even mind saying that, and I should, because he put in so much work for me and the community. But I just wanted to just kind of talk to everybody, like, listen, y'all, we go upgrade these things. Y'all just also, everybody got to be patient because these upgrades take time. Sometimes they cost money. You know what I mean? So let's just be nice, everybody. Let's be cool. Let's just, you know, kind of keep our temperatures down. You know, we all in this together. You know what I'm saying? And if you limit your support until you get on the phone with me, that's fine. I ain't got no problem with that either. But I just want to just address all of that and just ask everybody to give all of us time to make the upgrades that we're trying to make, because this is truly complicated what we're doing. It seems easy, but it's not. It just trust me on that. So for even me to figure out how to do this upgrade, I'm gonna have to go through all kind of changes and trainings and all kind of stuff, and get on the phone, call people that's doing it. If they feel like helping me, they might not. That's how it is. So anyway. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Rico.
Oh, cool, bro. Oh, yeah, okay. You're right about the speed dial, because I do the same thing. Yeah. Try to put them speed out. Sometimes somebody who's got the faster trigger than you, though. You know, but it's all good. Patience is a virtue, you know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I said, 49ers and Dallas, and Eagles, been back to the Super Bowl with two different teams, and they had the same cap goes for them, and they was able to get rid of players that they paid. Todd Gurley didn't live up to his contract. Jared Goff didn't feel like he was the guy. They changed, and guess what? When they loaded back up and won one, Eagles loaded back up and got there. We can't even get there because, like I said, it's like it's a swimming scenario. Some people, Steve Jones knows what he's doing, but it's like a guy who say he can swim. He can go from shallow to deep. Yeah, you're a swimmer, but are you a true swimmer? Do you really understand how to tread water? Yeah. How to do all that? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, Rico.
Okay, and that's why I asked every Cowboys fan this. If Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones wasn't the owners of the Cowboys, for what they have done the last 30 years, do you think they'd be anywhere else working if they had this job? Yes or no?
Yeah, but Rico, let me get back to this cut real quick. I don't mean to cut you off because we going long.
Yeah, I know, boss. Look here, boss. You know what? I know when you laugh, I know what the answer is, and it just.
No, I was laughing at something else. Queen.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm just saying, a lot of Cowboy fans, if you answer that question honestly, if you took it and said you had to answer honestly, and told me is life dependent on it, they're gonna say no. They'll get a job nowhere else.
Right. But Rico, let me get back to
All right, man. You have a good one, brother.
All
right.
Yeah, man. I didn't mean to get off with Rico. We was going long, and I gotta finish. I didn't mean to get off that fast with Rico. But then Q-Dog he said, I have to push back as a Cowboy fan. I hate how the Rams did it. They gave all the picks for a Super Bowl. The Eagles did it the best in 17 and 22. Yeah. I think the Eagles was better. I do. I think the Eagles did a better way than the Rams. But I also like how we do it. I think we just get in our own way. That's my honest opinion. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, Queen said, I apologize. I just knew that would get your attention. All right, Queen. Okay. Hey, Queen, you got my attention when you DM me. You could have did it that way too. It's all good, man. I got love for you, Queen. You know what I'm saying? And I want your input. I promise you. I do want your input. I do. I promise you that. It's just that I got to get a better system, and I've got multiple hustles going on. It's just kind of tough to sometimes turn the corner. But we will. Once I turn that corner, you go see Queen, and you gonna be the first one I hit up to. I'm gonna say, as soon as I upgrade the phone, you gonna be the first person I hit up. I'm gonna be like, Queen, we upgraded the phone, so now you get to sit in the queue instead of just randomly trying to call in and hopefully you get in type of deal. We gonna be able to sit you in the queue. You either turn it on, turn it off, and you stay there. And then when you stay there, you guaranteed to get in the show. That's gonna be how we do it. But I just gotta figure all that out. It's just what it is. And I appreciate all y'all comments, everybody. So anyway, the biggest thing too. The biggest thing, well, not the biggest thing, one of the things that's really talking about these underground kings, okay? With these underground kings, one of the things, the biggest thing to me that's gonna take us way over the top. Yeah, is both head coaches believe and trust complementary football. That is the biggest thing. Both coaches. See, what was messing up with Kellen Moore didn't believe in no complimentary football. See, that's why Mike McCarthy seemed as if he was going off on him, but he was really just telling the truth. Where he was saying he just was worried about being the number one offense. Most people took that wrong, like, don't you want to score more points? He said wants to be the number one offense. So in other words, he was play calling like everything was just about points. But see, when you understand the game, there are times to where points are the most important. Then there's times to where points are not the most important. Time becomes the most important. You know, that's the most important. Kelly Moore didn't understand that a lot of times, to where it was times he was trying to play call for points when he really should have been play calling for time. So I'm going to show y'all a comment that let me know that Jerry Jones completely understands that. So check this out.
And do you want to run the ball more than y'all have as an offense? I mean, do you think that's going to make Dak better?
I don't know that the numbers. I was disappointed in our yards per carry, but that has also to do with how wide open your passing game has made it for you. As we know, we're going to hear that word complimentary.
Yep, you go hear that word complimentary. Here we go.
But I'm not as big into trying to make an adjustment in the percentage of run ratio. One of you talked about that recently, but I'm not that. I want to be able, when we've got that lead, especially if we should happen to have in this league.
Wait, whoa! Listen.
Able, when we've got that lead, especially if we should happen to have in this league a 2-touchdown up lead.
Wait! Let me. Wait.
I do want to be able to really make it an almost accident if you got 3 or 4 tries at it.
Ooh, man. Hold on real quick, because I know what Jerry said right there. He said, boss, I would have called in, but I didn't want to be off topic because I just jumped in. Just so glad Kelly is gone. Me too. Ooh, wee, I'm so glad. Ooh, wee. Let me go back to this Jerry, though, because this is fire.
Move those chains. Yeah.
What was Jerry talking about? See, they know why they got rid of Kelly. They get it. I know a lot of people don't like to hear Jerry talk. That's fine. I like to hear Jerry talk because I want to make sure that he's in line with my head coach. And he's in line with the head coach. He said, I'm not even really kind of trying to change the ratio. Did y'all hear it? He said, I'm more so for if we so happen to get a lead, which is hard to get in this league, I want to make sure that it's by accident that you get 4 chances at it. That's a direct shot at Kellen Moore. See, because all you got to do is think about the game. See, Coach Marv in the house. Where you been, Coach? You late. No, I'm just tripping. He said, boss, put up the keys to victory for big games. And it speaks to what you're talking about from day one. Hold on real quick. I still got them keys up here, too. Hold on real quick. Let me see. Let me see what you're talking about. Man, I ain't going through all this, Coach. But I still got them keys up in there. Coach want me to go through the whole slide. I ain't going through the keys. But, just to make it short, the Cliff Notes version, I'm going to make it short. What games was we up that we gave away? Yeah, Green Bay and the Jags. We was up specifically 14 points on Green Bay. And he said basically, he was basically saying this Mike McCarthy change was more so about, I don't believe that Kelly Moore could actually make the adjustments. And the situational football adjustments, which really has to do with complementary football. So Kellen Moore, because he believed in his offense, what did he do versus Green Bay? Jerry, what Jerry said was key. He said, I want it to be almost like it's an accident that you got 4 chances at it. So in other words, I don't want my dumb OC to be throwing the ball so much that we punting it to y'all, killing our own clock and giving Aaron Rodgers multiple chances at comebacks. That's a direct shot at Kellen, and most people didn't even see it. That was a direct shot at why Kellen is gone.
And do you want to run the ball more than y'all have as an offense?
Hold on.
Actually, make it an almost accident. Able when we've got that lead, especially if we should happen to have in this league a 2 touchdown up lead. I do want to be able to really make it an almost accident if you got 3 or 4 tries at it to not get to move those chains.
Man, I don't care what nobody say. Jerry has been listening to Mike McCarthy because that's exactly what he's talking about. Complementary football. That's exactly what you also getting ready to get out of the 2 Kings. That's exactly what you... And see, listen, this is the best way to explain it. When we was really serious about complementary football, that's where we was committed to the run under Cooper Rush. This is one thing about complementary football that both Kings understand, and they walking side by side on. This is what both Kings understand, and when I tell you they join at the hip on this, they are joined. Mike McCarthy understands that he's going to have to try to win a time of possession. more so to keep that defense rested. Because when that defense is rested, our defense plays at an elite level. Not even just a good level, an elite level. Isn't it funny that under Cooper Rush, when we was running the ball with at least 30 attempts, and we was definitely winning the time of possession battle, resting that defense, no offense was able to score over 20 points on that D. Because see, that's where you got two head coaches now in charge. You don't have a young new booty OC who don't understand clock is just as important sometimes as points. See, because we had the points over Green Bay, we needed an OC that was going to have a game plan that was going to also kill clock. Not just, we trying to score. Now, sometimes if you don't score, it's okay. We killed a lot of clock, and we made it very hard for you to even try to come back. And we made you one-dimensional in trying to come back because we killed your clock. New Booty Boy didn't get that. That's what Jerry was talking about. But shoot, Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn, they both understand that. And Mike McCarthy, King Mike McCarthy, has said many, many times that the strength of this team is the defense. He's going to play call to that strength, unlike Kellen Moore. So when he say it's not about having the number one offense, that's what he's referring to. He's referring to complementing the defense, slowing the game down. See, because in the Green Bay game, Coach Marv, Amp, all of us, we went through this together on the post-game show. One thing that a lot of people didn't peep was why that defense wore down. See, that defense wore down because the first two drives, Kellen Moore came out in a hurry-up, high-tempo offense. So, first of all, your offensive tempo is fast, which he was also with that punting. But then what was happening is because he was punting, Green Bay was running the ball. Go look at the play-by-play. Don't take my word for it. Go to the play-by-play. Go look at how fast our offense was getting off the field. Go look at how long our defense was staying on the field. Kellen Moore wore them balls out in the first two series. Hurry up offense, punting, and Green Bay was running the ball on us, wearing us down. And I'm talking about the first two series. See, you ain't gonna see that with these Kings. See, I'm just getting y'all ready for it. And see, this is why I'm super high on the two Kings in charge. The main reason I'm super high, because under their leadership, we were still 12-5 2 years in a row. And it's now already out that it was major dysfunction. See, people thought I was a conspiracy theorist when I was saying it. Oh, so but they saying it now. They putting it out there that Mike McCarthy was on different pages with Kellen Moore. So you mean you was 12-5 2 years in a row and you was on a totally different page than your OC? And I ain't supposed to have no hope that this is a Super Bowl contending leadership? Oh, boss, we say that every year. You might say that every year. I don't say that every year. So if I'm saying that this is one of the best years where we should be aligned to not only reach the Super Bowl, I would be disappointed if we don't win it. I mean what I say. How can you look at us go 12-5 with dysfunction and then say But boss, you being too optimistic. You drinking too much Kool-Aid. 12-5 with dysfunction? So put it like this. If Kellen Moore knew how to manage time, we beat Green Bay. If we beat Green Bay, we are the #1 seed. That means we would have been playing the Giants with a bye week, with everybody rested, with home field advantage. So when Jerry talking about being up by 14, that's what he talking about. When he talking about being up that much and then the Jags coming back, that's what he talking about. Because what happened is we got a big lead versus the Jags running the ball. Big lead. Kellen Moore start throwing the ball in the second half. Versus the Jags. They came back on us. If we would have beat the Jags or Green Bay, either one of those, we the #1 seed in the league. See, Coach Marv, no, Coach. Coach with the super chat. He say, boss, our offense led the league in drives, lasted less than 2 minutes. Oh, God. Just. What? That is sick. Just think about that. We led the coach. You gotta send me the source on that. Send me the source. I need the source. That is so womp. I didn't even coach. Just send. I need to get the source on that. I need to just double check that source on that. Because if you right, you know I'm gonna start going crazy. Hold on. I missed a super chat from Lab. Hold on real quick. My bad. I missed Common Sense Lab super chat. Hold on real quick. Let me try to find it. Common Sense, that's my dog. I gotta get his super chat. Y'all give me 1 second. Hey, y'all, I'm human. I'm trying my best, y'all. It's just me. One day I'm gonna have a producer out here. All right. Okay. I found the super chat. Okay, hold on. I missed yours too, Amp. So I found both of y'all's. Common Sense said, funny you said Green Bay. When we all see Rodgers tell his coach, run the... See, don't get me started on that Common Sense. Where even Aaron Rodgers told his head coach to run, and he didn't say run the damn ball. He replaced that damn with F-ing, but he said the word. He said run the ball. That's what he said. Yeah, so anyway, man, hold on, Amp, I missed your super chat too. Let me go back. Amp said, folks tripping about last season, but we were really 14-3 team with our starting QB. Thank you. See, I don't see how we can look at it like that, Amp, and not say we shouldn't be favored to win it. Now, if you scorned, you likely just cannot see it. You won't see it because you're too mad. But if you just looking at it logically, with all the dysfunction, and we was 12-5, like he said, we should have been 14-3. Yeah. DeShannon said, boss coach is right. That's why we didn't win in the division. Exactly. That's why. So listen, y'all. I'm super high, man. I'm super high. I'm bullish. Whatever word you want to use, that's what I am. With these two guys in charge. I'm very bullish. I enjoyed last year. I ain't gonna lie. Even though I was always sounding the alarm on Kellen Moore, I still enjoyed it. I know we gonna really enjoy this year. I think next year, 2023, unless some crazy happens, some kind of pandemic, some weird, some ooey, some stupid injury, some freakish. Unless it's some freakish, if everything is what it usually is with us, man, dog, the Cowboys is finna go crazy. The Cowboys under the underground kings, and I'm telling you now, just like I was telling y'all that Kellen Moore was the main reason we likely wasn't gonna win. I was saying that. I'm just as passionate and have just as much faith, not in blind faith, but in real logic, that how can we watch these guys manage that level of dysfunction, still end up 2 games away from the Super Bowl. Now they walking side by side, and I supposed to be a Debbie Downer? I'm sorry. Not with the 2 kings. We got 2 kings, not 1. We got 2 kings, and they underground. They disrespected. People ain't even seeing what's coming, but they coming. And it's going to be so obvious next year. By week 16, the whole league will have to give both of them their respect. Yeah, I said that. Yeah. By week 16, it's going to be obvious. You got to give our kings their respect. So, man, if you like this type of content, y'all already know what to do. I don't know how many people watching. I ain't looking at that. I hardly ever look at that. I just do my content and keep my head down. I don't do content for numbers. I do content for quality. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it real. I never look at my numbers unless I got to, where I might be adding somebody. So please hit that like and please share. Okay? Please do that. That helps the channel. That helps us grow. Also, yeah, we are working on those phones. I ain't gonna make no exact date promises of when that's gonna get corrected, but that's definitely on our to-do list to get that upgraded, because we want a top level experience for everybody. We do, on all things. Okay, so we appreciate everybody, even input that's production input. We don't shy away from any of that. We appreciate all of it. We appreciate all input from everybody. We do want y'all to do it respectfully. If you choose to hold back your finances until our production at a certain level, that's cool. I'm not tripping if you do that. That's fine. But then also, if we do up our production, then up your money. But I'm gonna say this too. Some of this stuff also get corrected faster with more money. Just to be honest, so for some people that want upgrades, it would help if y'all actually helped financially, or shared, or liked. All of that helped. But Coach Marv, Coach, I can't call you, man. I'm actually tired. I can't do it today. But I'm gonna be doing 3 shows tomorrow, so I'll definitely call you tomorrow. No, I ain't gonna do 3 shows tomorrow. I'm gonna do 3 shows Tuesday. I'm gonna do 1 show tomorrow, but I'm gonna start really ramping up, because we got a lot of free agent content that I'm gonna be bringing y'all. A lot of it. I already been working on it literally all day. I've been working on it all day. Just all the content that I'm gonna be bringing this week. So I'm gonna be talking about every free agent and how to either upgrade them, make us better, make the room better, some kind of way. And we gonna be having those talks. And we gonna have all those talks before the official start of free agency. So I've already did a lot of my analysis and breakdown on this stuff. So I'm gonna be going heavy into all of this, and I set a goal to have it done by the 15th, to do a whole show on each one of these groups. Each one of these groups, which is similar to, which basically what I'm doing is I'm breaking my book down to video form. So you go get some of my book in video form. Some of y'all go get my thoughts via the book itself. But the goal for having all of this done is going to be the 15th. And then I'm going to start telling y'all when my official book is going to be released. Hold on real quick. My lady Quinn. And y'all make sure y'all be nice to Quinn, man. I some of y'all got offended. I'm not offended, so y'all don't be offended. I'm not offended at Quinn. I just talk to Quinn. Me and Quinn got a relationship to where we can literally talk real to each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what we doing. Yeah, and then Coach Marv, I promise I will call you tomorrow, though. I promise that. Okay, Coach, you'll be the first person I call. But Queen with the super that she said, if you didn't teach and entertain me so very much, I wouldn't watch. I love you, Queen. You cool. Hey, Queen, I love you. Hey, and I'm glad I entertain you. I'm glad I do. You know what I'm saying? And thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. And I'm going to take that $10. I'm going to put it towards those phones. How about that? Is that fair, Quinn? Fair. Quinn, is that fair? If I take that $10 and put that towards the phones, give me at least... Okay, Quinn. I'm going to get... and everybody else, I'm going to tell y'all a time I know I'm going to focus on the phones and getting them right. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do it after the draft. Y'all have to give me to after the draft to make any technical upgrades. Okay? Y'all have to give me to the after the draft. This is why all my time right now is all about analysis of free agents and these draft choices. I literally have no time for upgrades right now. But after the draft, I will make a lot of upgrades, including technical upgrades like the phones. And y'all can hold me accountable to that. I want to give you a realistic timeline of when I'm going to be able to make that upgrade for sure. But as of right now, I'm putting all my time on content that's going to improve this team and talent that's going to improve this team. But after the draft, where we know who our free agents are and when we know who our draft picks are, that's when I'm going to turn my attention to the technical stuff and we go get it all the way together. All right. So, and Coach Marv, I appreciate you being patient with me, you know, because usually we would have called you, but I'm just honestly tired. I can't do no more calls. I'm honestly just tired. You know, I need to get off. Plus, I know I'm going to have a long day tomorrow. And thank you, Ty. Ty, I really appreciate Ty. So sweet. Ty say, you good, boss. Greatness takes time. I really appreciate that, Ty. I really do. So, and I appreciate all y'all patience, man, because, you know, Queen, everybody, anybody that, that's patient with our upgrades. I really appreciate it because we do want to give y'all a first-class experience on all levels. So we don't take any kind of critiques, we don't take it, well, some critiques. It depends on how you do it. That's really about it. It really depends on how you do it. But either way, man, y'all stay up, man. It's Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matter. I will be back tomorrow, especially Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm going to be dropping so much content, I'm probably going to get on y'all nerves. But keep your notifications on because it's going to be quality, though. Because, listen, I've done a massive ass amount of research. It ain't. I'm almost certain it ain't nobody going to be able to break down free agents and draft picks like me. I'm going to just tell you that right now. It's a lot of people right now going to be real good at them draft choices. A lot of people ain't going to be really in-depth at them free agents like me because I've been looking at both. See, every year I look heavy into both, too. I don't just look at one group. I look at it all because I want the overall big picture. But anyway, man, y'all stay up, man. It's Boss Cowboy Sports with your voice matter. Peace. Come on now. Let's run it up. Y'all already know. Come on now. Y'all already know. Run it up.
Run it up, run it up.
Another one. Let's get it.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
Bringing real back. He be speaking his mind. That boy with the shit.
Run it up, run it up.
Let's Trey, man. What's up, Trey? Where you been, big dog? I'm used to you being all in the show, bro. Come on now, Trey. Don't be doing your boy like that. What you doing, bro? Come on, Trey. Get on your game. Yeah, man. He say nice video work with those Kings, man. Yeah, man. Appreciate it, man. It took a little work.
Boss Cowboy Sports.
Getting them Kings together. Let's walk, Kings. Let's get it. Let's get it, Kings. Let's go.